All right. Welcome back to the Sort of Sports Podcast, episode 185. And I just got to tell you all that this was all an episode of Late Night with Ryan. Once again, I just took the audio from Late Night with Ryan, which is my late night show. We run live Mondays at 11 p.m. This episode we actually had to pre-record, though, because Austin and I are no longer on campus for school. So we had to pre-record the episode Monday afternoon. So that's when everything was recorded. Usually we try to go live at 11 p.m. So that was all clipped into this episode, which is what you're listening to right now. I'm sorry about last week's episode. I missed it because I had to pack up all my stuff from school and move it back home for winter break. So I'm very sorry, but please enjoy episode 185 of the Source Sports Podcast. All right, let's start here. Potentially the most impactful week of the NFL season.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we looked at the schedule coming into this week, and we had a couple games circled in particular. We're like, it's going to mean a lot. Rams Lions, we knew was going to be a huge playoff implicating game. Packers and Broncos was significant. Even the Colts Seahawks, like, what a fun game. Honest to goodness, man. Like, it never went the way I expected it to, but it was a blast. It's just incredibly important football. And I think the biggest takeaway has got to be like Kansas City gone. Like, it doesn't feel real that they're eliminated at all, let alone in week 15. That's bizarre.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely the starting point, right? And the big thing I think has to be, to Mahomes' credit, the injury. Now he's never going to have to play a snap of non-meaningful football.
It's true.
He'll
It's a
never
good
have to
point.
take a snap where he's mathematically eliminated. I think he'll be back next year. It's just gonna. I think next year is now officially the year where is Mahomes Albert Pujols or is Mahomes I don't know what the comp would be. Shohei Ohtani, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. I
like
think that's fun for baseball, but I think I saw a thing where year 9, Tom Brady tore his ACL as well.
yes, yes, but that was
So
game one
it was
against
game
the
one,
Chiefs,
to your
oddly
point.
enough.
Yeah, that's weird how that works.
Yeah,
But
the script
again,
writers are getting a little too cute.
it's going to be weird next year because not only was this a huge transition year for a lot of other NFL teams, but the teams that were the top dogs the last couple of years, the Eagles, I guess the 49ers have been okay, but like the quarterbacks that we've, kind of grown on and be like, okay, these guys are top 10. Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, for example, Dak Prescott, you could even throw in there. He's kind of had some struggles down the stretch. Like, we're at a point now where they all kind of had a down-ish year. I think we'll make Dak the exception. He actually had a pretty good season, but he's on the downtrend. Regardless, though, you have your two, AFC, NFC championship quarterbacks on the downtrend, and you have all these young guys that are on the upward swing. Next year is going to be huge to determine the direction the NFL's going. Lamar Jackson, I'll throw him in there too. What an awful year he's having. And again, he was injured at the beginning of the year, but it's been miserable. It's the worst football he's played, college included, probably ever. Um, for him, and the Ravens aren't in a great spot either. We'll talk about them as we get to the EV picks later. But what a great week of NFL, and seriously, it's just representative of an incredible season altogether.
I would say there's a chance we see a 2020. Well, I guess I should say, I would say there's a chance we see a 2019 NBA offseason in the NFL this year where everything changes.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't remember, 2019 NBA offseason was the craziest one of my lifetime. That's when Kevin Durant went to the Brooklyn Nets along with Kyrie Irving. He left the Warriors. That's when Kawhi Leonard famously was trying to choose between Raptors, Clippers, or Lakers. That's when Paul George was moved as an MVP candidate at that time from the Thunder to the Clippers in the most disastrous trade probably in NBA history that built the modern Oklahoma City Thunder. That's when Anthony Davis was moved to the Lakers. That was a massive offseason. Kristaps
Mm-hmm.
Porzingis moving to the Mavericks at that time seemed like a big deal. Completely reshaped the entire NBA. It did. It did, didn't it? At the
Yeah.
time? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Like
that could
fourfold.
be what we're in for with this NFL's offseason. I think there's a chance that next year Joe Burrow is on the Rams because
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford just retired. And John Harbaugh is no longer coaching the Ravens because they fired him because it was him or Lamar. And now the Chiefs have to retool around Mahomes and figure out, is he still the Mahomes of old? And then you got the Patriots, who will probably go into next year being the AFC favorite because I'm willing to bet they're going to get better this offseason if they don't just win the Super Bowl this year. I know they lost. We're going to have to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think other than the Bills, all the other like main three quarterbacks you think of in the NFL, and I'd say Drake May's taken that fifth spot.
Yeah.
Um, they're going to have major off seasons, and I just think it's going to be really interesting to see. It feels like we're at a turning point. we had taken in the first part of the era, and now things are going to shift for the second part of the era, and I'm really interested to see where this goes. It's like the Peyton Manning leaving the Colts off season. Like things are going
Yes.
to
Yeah,
change.
I agree. That's a good take. I don't know if I came on here and said it. I definitely mentioned it to somebody at some point about the Joe Burrow going to the Rams and being a Super Bowl champion type of thing. But the
You didn't say
Rams,
that to me. You did not say
okay,
it to me.
the Rams have just been that team for a long, long time. And I had talked about like my blazing hot take being that like, oh, the Bengals are going to move to St. Louis or whatever. And that's when I threw Joe Burrow in there. It was like, yeah, he's going to leave and go to the Rams. Bengals are going to fall apart and lose all the support they have from their fans because they don't have it from their ownership. But I agree. Like Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow, to me, Joe Burrow is Matthew Stafford, like right now. I see very similar matches in color with them. Having an incredible wide receiver one option in Megatron and in Jamar Chase. Being that guy that can lead your team to wins, but you're constantly held back by coaching. Inept defenses, special teams issues, and altogether just a franchise that has never understood success and therefore they can't replicate it with you. So I think,
Yeah,
we
Super Bowl
might
56 is clearly a fluke.
right. Yeah. I think we're gonna have a case where I don't know what the Rams are gonna offer because obviously they're not gonna have a Jared Goff to give the Bengals in return. But I do think maybe Burrow signs as a free agent and goes to LA here in the next couple of years. But AFC North in general, we've talked about it all year, just a shambolic division where if every head coach got fired from that division this offseason, there would be no complaints.
I think it'd be a wrong move for the Steelers.
We've talked about that before. Again, I've known many Steelers fans that are, you know,
Oh, I know him
he's
too. I know him
he's
too.
done great things, but at some point, you know what I mean? You got to move. But regardless, though, I'm just saying from each team's fans' perspective, I don't think anybody would. I don't think a Ravens fan would be mad if they moved on from John Harbaugh. Obviously, Browns fans are calling for Stefanski's head. Bengals fans have wanted Zach Taylor gone for years, and I've agreed for many years with
I
them
agree. I agree.
that Burrow has been, carrying him to these places. And then Tomlin, you could throw that up as a toss up. I think if they win the division this year, it look a little bit different.
Where
So
did Taylor come from?
it's a great question.
I'll look it up real quick. Now, I wanted to also throw out there, talking about Joe Burrow, and you were asking about the trade. Don't the Rams have two first round picks?
They do. They have the Atlanta Falcons first round pick, which is going to be top 10.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was actually from the Rams, oddly enough.
Hmm.
Um, so I guess my question is this: if you said to the Bengals that two firsts from this year, one's a top 10, one's near the end of the draft,
Yeah.
like the first round, and then next year's future first, and I mean, what else would I don't think Kyron Williams would really entice you, would it?
No, I'd probably ask for a defender in exchange. I would ask for
Turner?
like a Byron Young maybe in return.
Turner?
Um, Turner could work.
I
That
forget
wouldn't
his first
be
name. What's the defensive
Kobe.
tackle?
Is it Kobe Turner, the
Turner. Yeah,
defensive
he's
tackle?
good.
Yeah,
He's good.
yeah.
Turner?
I don't think that they would ask for like
Jared
last
Verse.
year's defensive rookie of the year. Like I don't think that they'd be willing to bite on that. But I do think maybe it'll take a couple defenders. Maybe it'll be like a mix of like an Akello Witherspoon or something like, you know what I mean? Like just a few pieces and parts. But yeah, the Bengals might have to just like look themselves in the mirror and just throw everything away for a year or two to get better. But like legitimately sad how they went from 40 yards away from winning a Super Bowl to just having this awful, like historically bad defense, which has actually gotten relatively better. But the issue there and then is the offensive line. And now Burrow's not producing at all off of this injury, which I don't think he should be playing anyway. Given what we've seen with Jaden Daniels multiple times now, why? Like, what are the Commanders doing? He's out for the year now. They did announce that today, but like that should have been a thing a month ago. Like, I don't understand that, but I hope the Bengals look, and realize like, hey, we're eliminated. No point in injuring a guy that we've already done that many times to because we can't give him anybody to block for. So
No, I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly, and I think that's a move that, if not this year, the next year's weird and Burrow's out. I think it's 2 year window and it's over, barring something completely unforeseen. And
mhm.
I think it's over with Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, which is a shame. I mean, that seemed like a match made in heaven. And
Yeah, I remember when he was that 2020 draft. Like it was everybody was talking about Tank for Tua, but like man, Joe Burrow, that quarterback class in general was awesome. Just in hindsight. So,
yeah, and it's hilarious. Then you turn around like 2020 draft.
mhm.
There's four franchise guys and Tua.
Yeah.
So and Tua's better than some guys, obviously. I mean, Tua could
Yeah.
beat the Steelers tonight.
He's a top 20 quarterback, I would say.
Yeah, he
When
might
he's
be
having
20.
yeah, when he's having a good day, you know what I mean? When the
Is he next
CTE's
year's
not
Daniel Jones? Who is
it
Daniel Jones next
depends.
year?
I don't know. That might be a once a decade kind of player. I can't
No,
lie.
because okay, so Daniel Jones is this year.
Yeah.
Last year it was Sam Darnold. Year before that it was Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, but Darnold's still balling though. Like, you know what I
No, I
mean?
know that, but I'm
Okay.
saying the
Okay.
disgraced quarterback brought that
Okay.
to the light. It happens every year. Who is it next year? Because your candidates
Yeah.
are
JJ McCarthy.
kind of JJ McCarthy, but I would say no, it has to be like a new team thing. So I'm
Okay.
saying Zach Wilson,
Well, you never know yet, but yeah. Okay.
Zach Wilson,
Yep.
Kyler Murray, Tua,
That's a good pick. Yeah.
Tua if he's moved,
Hmm.
Anthony Richardson,
Yeah.
Justin Fields.
Okay.
Those are
I'm gonna
your
write
options.
off. I'm writing off. I think Kyler is a great pull there because I think without a doubt he's no longer an Arizona Cardinal
I think
after
him
this
and Gannon
season.
are both gone.
Yeah, I could see that. Gannon is just such a weird coach to me. I didn't like him when he first got there, but he actually did okay for a couple of years there, and I'm like, maybe this guy's all right. But now that the NFC West is an absolute dogfight and they're just picking up scraps at the bottom again, you need somebody that's going to get you in there and giving you a chance. I don't think a guy like John Gruden would go to Arizona, but
I think
you
it's where
know,
Harbaugh goes.
maybe. I don't know. You need a very reflective and historic NFL reputation in the NFC West currently if you want to compete, especially with the talent that the Cardinals have, which is not very
No,
good
no,
in comparison. So,
no.
yeah,
They got Trey McBride.
you need a guy that's going to get you 10 wins in a year. You're not going to win the division next year, but like sneak into a wild card if you have that head coaching personality.
Yeah. Well, it's like I forget who said it on what show, but they were saying right now the NFC is the best coaches, the AFC is the best quarterbacks.
Yeah,
And I'd agree with that.
great take.
Now, if one of those teams could combine, such as Joe Burrow and Sean McVay, now shit starts rolling. And I think that's why
Unstoppable.
we have a
Yeah.
very competitive league right now. I don't think there's a single team. Your Super Bowl favorite is the Rams, but even then, I think the Rams are very beatable. Panthers beat them.
Yeah.
There is no 15-2 Chiefs. There is no
Yeah.
15-2 Lions. There is
No.
no Eagles team crushing teams. There is no Vikings of this year. The
In
Vikings are
football,
killing
so
people.
much better that way.
I agree.
So much better. Yeah, I love it.
But I do think we have inflated win totals this year because we have so many. The bottom tier teams, there's a lot more than usual. Usually there's like
Yeah,
two to three, two
there's
3-win
eight
teams. There's like,
awful
yeah.
football teams this year. Yeah,
So it's what? Browns, Jets, Cardinals, Titans, Saints,
Raiders.
Raiders. I wouldn't
Um,
say the Falcons are pure awful.
no, they did beat the Bills, but the Browns beat the Packers. So like, I'd throw the Falcons down there.
They're
They're
five
bad.
wins though. I don't think they think they have too many wins for the threshold.
Do they? Do the Bengals have two? They have what? 4 wins?
Giants have 2 wins.
Giants. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
So that's
Like
seven.
that's legitimately like a quarter of the league is terrible.
How
A
many wins do the
quarter
commies have?
three. Yeah. Nah, no, they won.
Let me
They have
look real
four. They
quick.
have four.
So like I'm just gonna point this out. Ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna make our threshold for an awful team.
Yep.
3 wins. That is so low.
Okay.
Jets have 3 wins. Browns have 3 wins. Titans have 2 wins. Raiders have 2 wins. Going over the NFC now. Giants have 2 wins. Saints just hit 4. Cardinals have 3 wins. 6 teams with 3 or less wins.
Hmm.
That's disgusting. That doesn't
Yeah.
usually happen. Like that just
No.
doesn't usually happen. If I go back and I'm just gonna pick, name a year for me, NFL standings,
2022.
2022. Okay. So let's go back to the 2022 season,
I think it was the Bears that were awful that year.
right? Let's say 3-win teams. You ready?
Hmm.
Texans,
Carolina, maybe.
Bears. That's it.
That was the Bears. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now here's the thing. No, because we went 7-10 that year. Here's the thing. Now, granted, we still have 3 more weeks of play, Ryan. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Those teams get more wins. That's still the idea, though.
Hmm.
One of those teams. There's going to be at least 2 teams that end with 3 wins.
Like, no, there'll be more than three. Like, I would almost guarantee it because the Raiders and Giants still play each other.
There's not a
What
lot
an
of mid
awful
teams.
football
There's
game.
just good and bad teams right now.
No, you're correct. There's like, I would say there are very few teams in that middle tier. There are probably 16 teams that I could be like, yeah, they can win a Super Bowl or at least compete in the playoffs,
I
like
think
heavily.
that's why you see a lot of podcasts and shows like us that keep saying they could make the Super Bowl.
Yes,
You don't see a lot of people saying they can win.
it's true.
Like the Broncos, a lot of people are high on the Broncos, me included. I've been high on Broncos all year. I'd say Broncos can make the Super Bowl. There's not a lot of people saying the Broncos can win the Super Bowl. But it's a great segue to the fact that Bo Nix balled the fuck out.
Unreal.
Bo Nix
Unreal.
balled the fuck out. And Bo
Yeah.
Nix deserves more praise. And Bo Nix, I think, has my pick right now to win the Super Bowl. I actually think that's the team.
Okay.
I actually think the
That's good.
Broncos are the team. I think it's them and the Rams would be the two. Oh yeah, I'm picking the two teams that have clinched playoff spot. Yeah, not exactly a crazy take here, but I think
Hmm.
the Broncos, if Nix is good, because when he's fine, they're a contender.
Yeah,
If he's good, they're champions.
I agree.
They've got a Super Bowl winning head coach. They've got a pretty good offensive line. They've got underrated weapons. They've got an elite defense.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
Yeah.
And they believe they're a championship team, and that's part of it.
Probably a top three home field advantage too in all of the NFL.
Are they going to be the one seed? Is the one seed going to run through Denver? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
big.
that
And
is
Nixie
huge.
always plays better at home. At least that's what
Yeah,
it feels like. I don't have the stats backing up.
I don't disagree. Yeah.
All right, so other big events that happened in the NFL this week. My Carolina Panthers shit the bed. Just shit the
Holy
bed.
moly. Like, dude,
Every time we're favored, we just piss down our leg.
what a weird team.
I think we're still going to win the division.
I don't. I think you have to.
Really?
I looked at your schedule. I looked at the Bucks schedule. You guys are going to have to sweep Tampa if you want to win that division.
We have the
You're
same record right now.
you do. However, that middle opponent in week 17, I forget who the Panthers play. It's a contender. Let me look.
Harry, you get Panthers
Weeks.
schedule. I'll look at Bucks.
Yeah, well, I know the Bucks play the Dolphins and Carolina plays Seattle. That's
Oh,
why that is why this game, if the Panthers lose next week, the division is over. If they win next week, it's going to come down to week 18.
yeah.
Big game. Very important game.
Okay. Underrated point here.
Mhm.
Why can't the Dolphins beat the Bucks?
They could. I mean, they absolutely could. The way the NFC South is right now, and as weird as the Dolphins are, it's a possibility. I'm not ruling that out. But again, if you don't, even if the Dolphins beat the Bucks and you split with Tampa, they still have the tiebreaker because of division record because they didn't get swept by the Saints. So
Getting swept by the Saints was pretty terrible. It
that's a
makes me
low
wonder if
light.
Tyler Shuck, like, I don't think Tyler Shuck's really awful, for being honest.
No, like he's kind of what we expected him to be ish, at least for
It's
me.
He's that bad level of quarterback, though, where like he's just good enough you want to let him hang around.
The
But
Saints
you're
have had
never going to
so
win a
many
lot
of
of
those
playoff
guys, though.
games with Tyler Shuck. It's like the
Yeah,
Mac
like
Jones level.
Ian Book on Monday Night Football. How many people remember that? Like, you know what I mean? They'll do that like a quarterback for a month, and they're like, okay, we're still scraping out the debt from Derek Carr. It's like, all right, whatever.
No, I agree with that. Speaking of Monday Night Football, this week we are getting Philip Rivers in primetime in Big 2025.
Wow. Yeah.
Grandfather on our televisions.
Yep.
Did you see that frame? Did you see that form? Did you watch that
Yeah.
game?
You know, my favorite part about the entire thing was that he didn't have a pair of cleats ready, so he had to go grab them out of his trophy case.
Incredible.
Um,
Even though the team supplies
awesome.
cleats. Like,
Right. Yeah. No, but like, why? You know what I mean? He also just unretired in time before his NFL insurance benefits ran out,
saw
which is
that.
another awesome thing.
Saw
Like,
that.
what a cool story. And
Yeah.
I didn't really watch much of that game. I was very glued to the Lions and Rams game for good reason. But I saw they had a halftime lead, and I'm like, wow, wow. So,
So what if he beats a contending for the playoffs Niners team?
I mean,
Greatest story in American history? I'm thinking like what? It's gotta be like defeating the British in the Revolutionary War, right?
Yeah.
Abolishing slavery,
Yeah.
and then Philip Rivers. Philip Rivers, right? That's the top three. No particular order, I would say.
No,
It just depends
that's
on the
fair.
person. Whoever you ask, it's one of those three.
Hmm.
Do you agree with that?
That's a good consensus. Yeah, I feel like
Greatest victories in American history?
most people would feel that way. I would agree.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, a truly American hero right there. I mean, just going out there
Hmm.
slinging the pigskin and his release. Oh my. I don't think I've ever seen anything worse. It was so bad. But you know what? It was finding dudes. He
You
threw a
know what?
touchdown pass.
Yeah, it should have gotten the job done, but
It almost did.
yeah. Oh
You
well.
know what? It's the SpongeBob meme. We did all right for a couple of goofballs.
Yeah,
That's
no, remarkably that is it. That's exactly it.
all right. There's, I had something else I want to touch upon. The Lions, they done? We done with the
No,
Lions?
no. I I expected them. I thought they'd pull the upset last week. Which they didn't. They made that game somewhat interesting. I think the NFC has too many teams playing each other that are like really, really good. To the point where like somebody's record has to give. Like, let me look at the Lions' schedule coming up here.
You'd
I
think
know
that team
it's
would
not
be the
awful.
Niners, though.
You would think, but Lions rest of the season, Steelers at Vikings and at Chicago. That last game of the year is going to be huge, but like they should win their next two games, so that puts them at 10-7, I think. Um, and looking at the wild card in the NFC, I mean, Packers have the last spot at 9-4-1, which is ridiculous, by the way. Um, I don't, I don't know.
Can I just say something
Yeah, go for it.
about this is different than the Lions? Because I think the Lions might be cooked. I think it might be over.
Yeah,
This is the last week of can the Browns beat a good team randomly? Browns Bills
yeah,
Sunday at
yeah.
1. Talk me out of it.
Talk you out of it. Ryan Clear, did you watch the Browns last week?
Yes, I did. I had that going on and Drake May on my computer. Which, as a Drake May lover,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not a great fourth quarter.
No, no, it wasn't.
Great first half.
Yeah,
Drake May and the Patriots showed why they might not be a Super Bowl winner this year.
yep.
Might be a little
Youth,
early.
youth.
Might be a little early to
It's a
to see them as
big,
that.
big thing in the NFL.
We talk about sometimes, they'll talk about, oh, this team has playoff experience.
Hmm.
Maybe that's not bullshit
No.
because when you're up 21-0 and you blow it, and I know it's to Josh Allen,
Yeah.
but woof.
Yeah. No, it's
They're
exactly
going to
right.
have to win their next three games for him to still be MVP.
It's good that they lost a game like that now. I'll be
Yes.
honest with you,
Yes.
especially this late into the season.
Yes.
I do think that is going to matter because I think they're going to face a similar game in the playoffs where they're going to be the favorite team. They're going to be at home and they're going to be playing, a feisty wild card team like the Chargers or something like that. And Herbert's going to go out there and he's going to find a couple of touchdown passes on his first couple possessions. And the Chargers are up 14-0 early or something like that. And, the Patriots, they got to remember games like this past game. They have to dig deep. Or it could be another case of like they're up big early and Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, for some reason,
I
just
enjoy how
start.
in your world the Ravens make the playoffs. This is not reality.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Um, that tonight's game means a lot for the AFC North and the AFC wildcard race, for that matter. But
Can I just tell you right now, I think I know the playoff teams.
okay, that's that. Honestly, I
You
probably do too.
you
But I
want to jump
still
the
have hope.
segment? You just want to do this right now?
You want to? Go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Some point I got to talk about John Cena's retirement, but we'll save that near the end.
Okay.
It means a lot to
Um.
me. Okay, it just does. It does. It
Yeah,
does. You ready?
yeah. You want to go
Okay.
first for me? Go.
How about I do NFC, you do AFC. You tell me where you disagree.
Cool.
Okay, here we go. NFC.
Yep.
All right. So NFC West winner Rams.
Yep.
NFC East winner
Actually, I'm
Eagles.
going to disagree with that. I'm going to take Seattle, but I'll talk about
So
that in a
they're
minute.
winning Thursday.
Yes, and
Okay.
I'll talk about wine in a little bit. But go ahead.
Okay. NFC South winner Panthers. I still believe.
Okay. Again, I
NFC
disagree.
North
It's fine.
winner.
Yep.
We went over that though. I hope you know rough Sunday for me. Panthers lost. Drake May lost. It
Yeah.
was tough.
I understand.
NFC North winner. Feel like I'm gonna have to go with the Bears.
Okay.
And I think the wild cards are Green Bay,
Yep.
Niners,
Yep.
Seahawks. Those are the
Okay.
playoff teams.
What do you
Niners
got
the
in the
seventh
NFC
seed,
East?
Seahawks are the sixth seed, I'd say.
You got the Eagles, obviously, coming to the East.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Also, the
I
Packers are dead in the water now.
Are they? Because Toyotathon Love lost?
Toyota Thon Love, okay, for what it's worth, Bo Nix is the man for slaying the giant that
I
is
can't
Toyota Thon
believe it.
Love.
You almost talked me out of picking that last week too, but I stuck with it, and I'm happy I did.
I should have hopped on. I actually
Yeah.
had money on the Broncos, but it was tied up with a Panthers win and
Mm,
a Patriots win and a Browns
mm.
win. So it was
Oh, stop betting on the Browns, man. Please do
hey, the
yourself a
9-1
favor.
money line late last week.
No,
You said
no.
that was a good bet. You said that was a good bet. Last week against Titans.
Last week it was fine, but
Last week it was fine.
yeah.
Look, they're gonna beat one more good team. They're gonna do it.
I hope it's Pittsburgh. I don't know if you consider them good, but it's
They're like
usually
bottom tier good.
yeah, but that's usually the game.
No, you're right.
So we'll
All
see.
right, so you do your AFC.
Yeah, I will. One more thing I want to disagree with there a little bit. I might take the Packers to win the North. There's a huge game Saturday night, actually, at 8 o'clock.
Oh no, we're picking that.
Packers at
Yeah,
Bears.
we're doing a
So
pick for that. We're doing a pick for
okay.
that.
Okay. All right.
I think
AFC.
I know what you're picking then, and I think you know what I'm picking.
Okay. I
You have
have.
me in love with the Chicago Bears. I may be
I,
wearing Detroit Pistons
I
gear,
understand. I
but
understand.
you have me
It's fair.
fully. I was watching Christmas Vacation last night. You know the hat Clark Griswold wears in Christmas
Yeah.
Vacation, that Bears
Yeah.
hat.
Yeah.
Said somebody, and I was sitting with my family like, "Yo, you need a last minute Christmas gift idea." I just wear that fucking hat. That
Yeah.
hat's cool
Hell
as
yeah,
hell.
dude.
It's
It
a good
is.
ass
It's
hat.
it's great. Yeah.
Alternate universe. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, if Cam Newton wasn't
Mm.
absolutely dealing back
Yeah.
when I was in fifth grade,
Yeah.
I would probably be a Bears fan because I used to love playing with them on Madden because I liked Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
They were my first ever Madden franchise. I'll never forget.
It's awesome.
I was a quarterback. I made myself to be the quarterback of the Bears. So alternate universe, I was almost a Bears fan.
Dang.
Worse gear, less fun quarterback.
Yeah.
Caleb Williams actually played really well Sunday.
Yeah. No.
I give him credit, but like I still don't really like him that much. More fun coach,
Hmm.
much better season.
Yeah.
But
That's a
I'm
good
happy
take.
to be Panthers. I'm not. I mean, there's no way I change at this point. I'm a diehard Panther. I got Panthers bed sheets. What's I do? I do.
The
AFC. What
Panthers
is it?
bed sheets do stay on. Yeah. At all times.
I got comfort too.
All right.
Chilton.
AFC, I think at this point, with the Patriots loss last week, I think it's got to be Denver. That's going to take the 1 seed.
Okay.
They're on what an 11 game win streak
No,
right
they're
now.
good. They're a good team.
Gross.
I
And
was high on the
arguably,
beginning of the year. So were you. This is
yeah, they should be 13-1 because that game they lost to the Colts was they missed that field goal and they got called for like leverage or something. Easily could be a one-loss
Yep.
team, which is nuts to think about. But hey, you remember who took them down to that other loss though?
No.
Um,
No.
Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers. Throwing
Really?
that out there. Yeah, that did
Oh, that
happen.
was back in the Justin
Yeah.
Herbert MVP. Want to make sure
September.
everybody remembers. Don't
Yeah.
you forget about back in September
Hmm.
when you bitches were saying Baker
Hmm.
Mayfield and Justin Herbert were going to be MVP. Me included a little bit on the Baker Mayfield one.
Yeah.
People were saying Baker Mayfield and Justin Herbert were the two top picks for MVP, and that the Super
Hmm.
Bowl was going to be Chargers Bucks. That's embarrassing now. That's
It
embarrassing.
is. It is. Okay. NFC East, I think looking at schedules, I think I'm gonna stick with the Patriots here. Um, all they have to do is beat the Jets and Dolphins to
Very
clinch.
doable.
Yeah. Like they could even lose to the Ravens and they'd be fine. So I think I'm just gonna go with New England there. NFC South or AFC South, sorry, we get a little interesting here. Texans have the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Colts. Two very winnable games and one kind of a toss up there, depending on their defense. And then Jacksonville plays the Broncos, Colts, and the Titans. Jags have them by a full game right now. And I'm gonna look at the tiebreaker. Houston, they split this season. So let me look at their division record. That would be the next tiebreaker. Jags are 3-1. Texans are 4-1. So in my mind, if one of those teams loses to the Colts, they lose the division. Um, and I think Jacksonville would have a better chance of doing that. So I'm gonna take Houston to win the AFC South, I think, here.
Is there
crawling out
any
of a
way the
wild
Colts
card
win the
spot.
division?
Um, there is. They're down to about a 2% chance. So,
Okay.
like, it kind of helps them because they play the Jags and the Texans, so they have a lot of control there. But they play San Francisco next week. Um, that's kind of rough. So,
Yeah, no, that's rough.
okay, so that is that. AFC North. I'm gonna have to go Pittsburgh here.
I agree.
Um, they're going to be 8-6 after they win the night. Mike Tomlin does not lose on Monday Night Football. Don't think they'll beat the Lions. That Browns game's a toss up, and then the Ravens also. They'll probably go 9-8. But the Ravens, I think, might go like 8-9. Currently 7-7. They have the Patriots next week, the Packers the week after, and then the Steelers. They have to win two of those three. They have to beat the Steelers, and they have to win one of those two against the Patriots or the
I
Packers.
don't think, unless the Packers just fall apart without Micah Parsons.
Yeah, that is true.
For
What a
injury,
huge loss.
Devontae
Yeah,
Adams hurt, Micah Parsons hurt,
Puka Nacua.
Patrick Mahomes hurt, Puka Nacua
Yeah,
potentially, but Puka
gross.
Nacua is one of those guys. He always gets like some weird injury. That's fine.
Yeah, well, that is fair. Don't forget, though, short week for them. They play Thursday. That is kind of impactful because who do they play Thursday? Seattle.
Yeah,
Huge game and a
Good point.
huge game to lose, guys. So and again, this is my fantasy bye week because I was 12-2 as the 1 seed.
Yeah,
And I lost Devontae
subtle
Adams.
flex.
That's gut
I also had a bye, and I also have Devontae Adams.
Yeah. No, that didn't feel good. And my team played awful this week. I think Bijan and Josh Allen were the only two that produced like anything.
Yeah.
Ted had like 4 points.
I also
Hunter
have Tyrell
Henry-
McMillan. This is funny.
Hunter Henry had like 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of gross for me, but
I had
yeah,
Drake
you
May
know
and Travion Henderson. I did okay, but I was on
okay.
bye.
Okay. Well, the bye week did save us both there. Okay, into the wild card now. I think Chargers and Bills. I'm pretty comfortable saying that they're going to be the wild card teams, and then I'll give Jacksonville the other one, I guess. So you can flip flop Jacksonville, Houston. I think the AFC is pretty solidified at this point.
What is there a possibility the Colts win against the Niners?
There is, and I'm going to be honest with you, they don't even need to beat the Niners to.
I want them in the playoffs so badly.
Yeah, they could sneak in at that last wild card. If Houston loses to the Chargers and then the Colts beat them in week 18, that would mean the Colts have a division record of 4-2, right? Let me look at this again. Well, they'd have to beat Jacksonville too. That mean they're 4-2. The Texans are also 4-2. So they come down to conference record, and then Houston. That would also be tied. I don't know how that tiebreaker works, but I don't know. The Colts are down to a 14% chance. Houston's up to a 93% chance. I don't like their odds, Indy. So I think they kind of just lost it. What game really killed them? They've lost 4 in a row now. It was the Chiefs in overtime that really killed them. So it's unfortunate.
That was the is this Colts team legit game too.
Yeah. And I thought that was
Colts
the game
lasted
that like
way longer than we thought they would.
No,
that
100%.
Felt like by week 8 it was going to be over.
Yeah, they got to the bye week after that win overseas against Atlanta, and I'm like, wow, they're what 8-2 at that point. Yeah, 8-2. They beat the Chargers, a pretty legitimate team. They beat the Broncos. They contended with the Rams as well. Great football team, but then they just had that injury to Danny Dimes. Crazy for saying that in 2025, but that killed their season. So
what do we do if they get Kyler Murray next year?
Ooh, it's a good question. I don't know if he would suit the Colts.
Tua.
I have a hard time seeing him in a Colts uniform too. Colts are such a
I did
weird
it on
team.
Madden once. It was banger.
Yeah, it's weird. Like the Colts just visually don't look like a team. Like I don't even know. Yeah, Danny Dimes fits it. Anthony Richardson did not fit the description of a Colts quarterback, in my opinion. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. He's just that hybrid, like dual threat scrambling
You just want
quarterback.
Peyton Manning. Like you just want like a dude statue white boy quarterback.
That's all I can envision. Think about it. Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, Phillip Rivers, Daniel Jones. Like that's just
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Carson Wentz.
Like look at it. Like it's unbelievable.
Maybe someone needs to check out Jim Irsay. Well, he's dead now.
Well, maybe his daughter will keep that legacy going. Yeah, we'll see. We will see.
It's crazy. All right, you want to get into the EV passes?
Let's do it.
All right, Fisher, what's your first EV pass for me?
Okay, I want to recap a little bit about last week because last week was a little bit chaotic.
Okay.
But like very like one way or the other, and it wasn't really close.
Okay.
Um, Last week we hit hard on Chargers plus 4.5. That line closed at plus 6 last week against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I've been kind of gradually getting back in love with this Chargers team. And
Mm-hmm.
they have been reeling me back in. I think
Mm-hmm.
they're the quietest 10-win team in football right now. They're
They
not giving
usually are. Like
they
they were like that
usually are.
last year too.
No, that is fair. They don't have a great like affinity for being a revenue driven team either. So that kind of makes sense. They're like the lowest market team in football out there. That said though, I couldn't believe that line was that low. Took advantage of it. Got a nice little win there. Our other win was on the Broncos money line. Little plus money action there. They were underdogs at home against Toyotathon Jordan Love. Something had to give. And Bo Nix went out there, probably had his best game of the year. And the Broncos, they got it done. So huge win for them in their race to the 1 seed. We had 4 losses though. The Cardinals Texans under 42.5. Did not expect that game to be a barn burner by any means. Texans put up, I think, like almost 40 points. Cardinals put up like 20. Should have known Jacoby Brissett is like, Jameis Winston light, kind of the NFC version.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's in the NFC now. Yeah, he's just kind of that guy that he'll go out there and throw 45 passes for 3 interceptions and 3 touchdowns. You're going to get what you're going to get with him. So,
Where did he go to college?
Jacoby Brissett. He's screaming like Pac-12 to me.
Like a UCLA guy?
Yeah, nah, I don't think it was
Oregon
UCLA.
State? Washington
NC
State?
State.
Oh,
Never,
AC.
never would have expected him to be an ACC guy. Interesting. Drafted in 2016, third rounder.
Yeah.
Okay.
NC State's FBS, right?
Yeah.
And never even think about them playing football.
No, it's a good point.
I'm
Um,
looking at them right now in the ACC.
they're not
They
good.
were. Oh no! Oh, there they are. Yeah, they have four in the conference. I believe this says what? What does this say for conference? Four. Does it say 4-4 in the conference? Yep,
I
four and
believe it.
four in the conference. 7-5 overall winning record.
Okay. Better than Bill Belichick in the Battle of North
Hey,
Carolina, but
hey!
Duke also wins that by
I forgot
default.
California is ACC now. What is wrong with us?
And maybe that's why I was thinking West Coast instead of Pac-12, but
Oh man.
it's the way it is. And then Giants money line too. I was thoroughly disappointed with them. The Commanders come in on an 8-game losing streak, and they snap it with a win over the Giants. They look deflated, and they are ready to draft third overall again. I think coming up here. So good for them. Took the Panthers minus 2.5. Couldn't believe this line was that low. And we all know how that went. I need to stop betting on the Panthers. You need to stop betting on the Browns. Um,
Yeah, it's facts. We're just nice to each other's teams, and it's
we are.
fucking us.
Yeah. And then I also the Lions plus 6, and they lost by 7, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, they lost 41-34. That one was close. That was a really competitive game, back and forth. Just couldn't get it done in the end. So we go 2-4 and losing record again. I feel like we're usually around 2-4 to 4-2. I think only once or twice we've gone above or below. So,
We're
oh well.
consistent.
We are, but that's kind of, it's
No,
where
we'll
the
be
value
consistent
is. They would
2-4.
expect you to be around that median point. But I'm very excited for this week. I have, I think, 3 very confident plays heading into this week, like
Hey, I just
top
want to
5 all
say
year.
real quick,
Mhm.
there were Dolphins to win first half, Steelers to win the game plus 650.
I
Now, when people
like
see
that.
this,
Yeah,
they'll know what happened. But
yeah,
I'm just saying that was immense value. I had to get in on it.
I really like that.
Thank
It's
you.
good, good pull.
The
Okay.
Steelers to lose the first half, win the second half is one bet I got from listening to Bill Simmons' show. I think it's Cousin Sal's favorite bet. It usually works.
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh is just a fourth quarter team. They
Yeah,
have been for a decade.
yeah.
So that's a good pull. I like that. Okay. All right. Ready for this incredible slate because
I'm
it's going to
ready.
be another
I'm ready.
banging week of football. We have Saturday football, by the way.
Yes, we do.
Eagles Commanders won't matter too much, but everyone's looking at that Packers Bears game on Fox. Huge game in Chicago. Bears kind of got rattled by a big pass rush against the Packers last week. No Micah Parsons, though, in week 16. That's going to make a huge difference. That'll be a big game there. Looking over to the Sunday side of things, Bucks Panthers, huge game there for the NFC South. Steelers Lions, two teams fighting for playoff spots there at a big game. Jaguars Broncos, kind of an under the radar kind of game. I think Denver should take care of business, but it'll be close. Sunday Night Football as well, Patriots and Ravens. Patriots should lock up the division with a win. Ravens would claw their way back into the AFC North race and maybe even a spot depending on tonight's game with a win there. So big football as we would expect in late December. But that being said, our first pick, we're going with Thursday Night Football. I am rocking the under 44.5 here at minus 115 Rams and Seahawks. Seattle has a terrific defense. We've known this for a while now. They're holding really strong offenses to below 25 points, below 20 points. Sometimes even some worse teams single digits. They've looked really good this year. But this number I like in particular because of the injuries to Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. I think Devontae Adams will be out for the rest of the regular season. I think Puka will probably be back, but I don't think he'll be back in time for this one. I think the Rams offense is going to struggle having Tutu Atwell as their number one guy. And Seattle's defense is going to continue to do what they do best. I think it is a very close, very gross NFC West game, and I like Seattle in a low-scoring one here.
I think it's a really nice pick. It's a good one to start off with. I think it's really, really smart. I like it.
That's one of the ones that I'm very prideful in. The next one, I'm also prideful in. Bills minus 10 at minus 110 because the Cleveland Browns are disgraceful.
Okay.
And the thing that drives me nuts is the team that I know the best, that I know every week, that no matter what line a sportsbook throws out there, I could get the edge by betting against them. The problem is they're my team, and that hurts the soul.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
So the Bills here, I don't think, without question, should win this game outright. I don't foresee it being too close unless the weather plays a big factor, which I don't think it's going to. I think Josh Allen is a much better quarterback. Can't put much more emphasis on much than Shitter Sanders.
It sounded like you said Shitter Sanders was just a tough beat.
Last week was rough.
I did say, I was like, he's very big on thanking God in his tweets. I'm like, maybe he should pray to God and ask for forgiveness for his terribleness. Because, if he read Exodus, he knows divine punishment is possible.
Jameis Winston did pray for deliverance from pick sixes, and that prayer wasn't often answered either. So,
no.
Yeah, it is what it is there.
Maybe it'll all be forgiven in the afterlife, but not on this list that one. Step it up.
Yeah, come on, Shitter. You gotta be better. Yeah, Bills minus 10 here. I think 10 points. Maybe take 9.5, maybe buy that half a point if you're really feeling like they'll win by like a touchdown, a field goal. Browns defense has been exposed 2 weeks in a row now. You feel like they're just ready to kind of take the rest of the year out, which is fine.
Yeah.
I just hope Myles Garrett breaks the sack record here in this game. They should have given him a full sack last week for a second one. They gave him a half a sack. But he is one away from tying, 1.5 away from breaking the record. And I really hope he does it in the next 2 games because I don't want that asterisk next to it that, he did it in 17. That would be rough. Even TJ Watt actually went back and looked at that. He only played 15 games in that year. He had 22.5 sacks. So it's kind of a big deal. Yeah, he missed a couple of weeks with injury. I think week 3, week 10. So that was kind of a big deal. So yeah,
hoping he at least set the record at 25.
I think he could if he plays the next 3 weeks. I think he could easily get 2, maybe 3 against the Bengals. He'll probably get 1 next week. As much as I want him to get like a first quarter sack against the Bills. That way he's like definitely tied it in as many games as TJ Watt, just to be comfortable there. And then also next week against the Steelers, a team that he didn't record a sack against earlier in the year, but usually does very well against at home. That'd be cool. So again, that's all that Browns fans have to look forward to at this point is maybe a good game from Shitter Sanders and Myles Garrett breaking the sack record, which in my opinion is incredibly impressive this year because the Browns defense, while they are on the field about a minute more a game than their offense, the thing is they're playing from behind. And the issue that brings is the other team's offense is not going to throw the ball when they're up by 3 and 4 scores.
Really fair
So
point.
he has that many less opportunities to get to the quarterback, but he's making it happen. This is his most incredible year for tackles for loss too, by a wide margin leads the NFL, and that statistic. Um, dare I say, most dominant season by a defender ever. If he gets to that 25 mark,
If he gets 25, yeah, gotta
like
be.
25 sacks and like he'd probably get around, he's probably around 33 tackles for loss. So like 25 and 40.
If he could do
I
it.
mean,
Do they play
yeah,
the Bengals again?
week 18.
That's big.
It is. It
Because
really
you could
is.
be at 22 and a half going into that
Yeah.
and then just stack three,
That's to say he only gets one sack in the next two games, which I
which
don't
I
think
don't
will
think is
happen.
likely.
No, no.
But I'm just saying
We'll
that's
see.
a possibility.
He's got to stay healthy though, because watching Parsons go down last week really kind of made me realize with his get off, like he could tear that Achilles in one step, and like
Uh,
that's it. That's scary.
but everybody can do
Hopefully
that
not.
one step.
It's true. It happens a lot more
We're
in
all
the
human.
NFL though.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
What's next?
Bills minus 10. We got a little sidetracked, but that's what we're going with here.
Speaking of sidetrack, I do gotta get this in.
Yeah,
John Cena, the greatest wrestler of all time, retired. Did you see this?
yeah. No, of course I watched the fight. Yeah,
You
without a
watched
doubt.
it?
Yeah, absolutely. I have
You
not
don't watch
watched
much
WWE.
WWE.
Not at all. No, I haven't watched. I had like a good like year maybe from like 2017. Well, the Browns were awful.
Yeah,
Awful. I needed another secondary source of entertainment. I went WWE. I went to SmackDown Live in Cleveland actually in
that's
like
fun. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
2018.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I've been so invested now that my For You page is kind of flooded with things, and I've been
Okay,
going
yeah.
back. I've been watching like old like 90s and 2000s
Yeah.
WWE. I watched the 2001 TLC match at WrestleMania. The Dudley Boys, the Hardy
Oh, from
Brothers.
X7.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
good match.
what
That's good match.
incredible, incredible. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
you don't
watched
know
that
that.
too.
I know a ton of I'm a big pro wrestling guy.
Really, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Big, yeah, big,
That's
big.
very cool.
My favorite stuff's old TNA. If you want to watch, I mean,
Mhm.
I'm a WWE guy through and through, but I love old TNA.
Okay,
Big old TNA, and I mean like 2005 to like 2010 TNA. It's really fun
gotcha.
stuff. Like AJ Styles, one of my favorite wrestlers ever. But
Yeah,
I
I
just
want to
want
get
to
back
say,
into it
Cena
badly.
was one of my. I mean, he was my first favorite wrestler, one of my favorite wrestlers ever.
Mhm.
Definitely the GOAT in my opinion. The last run wasn't as great as we all wanted it to be.
Mhm.
And anybody who's mad about the booking, like I get why people are mad about it, but I
Yeah,
100% believe that was probably Cena's idea.
yeah. I don't disagree with that.
Cena, like it's very old school to go out in your back, and I think that's the way he wanted. And I think the smile towards the camera tap out. Bill Simmons likened it to the Sopranos ending, and I kind of think it makes sense. Like it's the
Yeah,
big swerve,
yeah.
but I think in 15 years people are gonna be like, that aged well. Like I actually think it was a nice move, and I think it upset me in the way that he wanted it to, and I think the visceral reaction is just Cena one last time playing to the crowd. And I also think it's hilarious that a guy who went through a period where people disliked him because they thought he was winning too much,
Hmm.
lost in his last match, and people are mad.
Yeah,
The irony is really high here, and so I think it was really smart by him, and I think one last swerve from old Johnny Cena, and I think as much as I love Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, two of my favorite wrestlers ever, also the cultural impact Cena has is on the level of The Rock,
unmatched.
Stone Cold,
Yeah.
Hogan,
Hmm.
and there's an argument he's really the biggest. Period.
I
At least
him
in
and The
our
Rock.
generation, he's like
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
say he's like our generation's Hogan. Like everybody, my dad,
yeah.
parents would know Hogan,
Hmm.
and I mean, much better dude than Hulk Hogan. I mean, that's well documented.
Yeah. It's a good
So
point.
John Cena, I don't know. I don't wanted to recognize the fact that like
That's good
also,
homage.
yeah, it's also cool because like with pro wrestling, you're never in real life, athletes get old and they suck. In a pro wrestling, they get worse. Don't get me wrong, because athletically, but
Yeah.
you do get to choose how you go out, and I think it's impressive that that's the way he wanted to go out. So credit to Cena. He's old. He showed that like he was still an old school wrestler at heart, wanted to go out on his back. And also, rest in peace to Rob Reiner, a great film director, actor. It looked like he was, not going to speculate too much on it, but it looks like he was
Yeah.
murdered. You see
Yeah.
that? And
Yeah.
a director, one of my favorite movies ever, When Harry Met Sally, the greatest rom com of all time.
Hmm.
A Hall of Fame movie for me. So
Yeah.
I mean that's an all-time classic, and he made some great films. And so really really tough week. Retirement from John Cena and Rob Reiner,
Yeah.
like two important
I
people in my life.
yeah. I don't want to speculate anymore on that. Did you see who he was murdered by?
Yes, the rumors are he was killed by his son, which we'll see if that comes out
That's
to be true. But that's you
yeah.
know
It's pretty wild.
yeah, I know.
It's unfortunate.
On a less negative note, speaking of killings, Wake Up Dead Man, new Knives Out movie. You might have to check out Knives Out. I know you don't watch a lot of movies, but I think you might enjoy it. Have you seen the first Knives Out?
Never heard of it.
That'd be a fun one. Daniel
Okay.
Craig gets like a murder mystery. I think it's a fun one. Knives Out,
I get
check it
down.
out.
I like mysteries. I really do.
Yeah, I
It's kind of
think
up my alley.
knowing you, I think you would really watch the first Knives Out. You don't have to watch Glass Onion if you don't want to,
Okay.
but watch Knives Out. Knives Out, 2019. Okay,
Okay.
what's the next pick?
All right. I am rocking again with the Chargers this week. Another one of my confident picks. I'm taking them. They're plus 2.5 in Dallas.
Okay.
I'm again surprised that they're underdogs in
That's
this one.
that's yeah, that's I don't
Weird
get all over that.
because
It's not even a trap too. I
Cowboys.
think it's just because nobody
No, I
bets
agree.
Chargers.
Had the Cowboys won last week or last night, might have been a little bit different. They're kind of battling for wild card
Yep.
spot there. They're done
Yep.
though. But like, I, I don't get that. Chargers are trying to battle for a Broncos slip up potentially, or just that top wild card spot because who doesn't want to play the Ravens or the Steelers right now? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
So
I agree.
it's a big deal.
I'm betting
So
it right
I'm all
now,
over
so
that.
I'm looking down.
Good, good. Save that slip though for a little bit later because you're probably gonna want to keep that.
I
Um,
might do one for once. I might actually do all of ours together for like $1. I
okay,
think this is a really nice slate you've put
I
together.
like that.
We only
Okay,
have 10 minutes though, so we got to keep moving.
all right, we're gonna ride it. Broncos -3 against the Jaguars at home in Denver. Again, trying to keep that 1 seed traction, 111 straight. Jaguars and my team are a 10-14 that looks a little bit more like they should be 7-7. Went to overtime against the Raiders. They won another OT game. Who was it? Atlanta that they barely beat in overtime. No, Arizona. Sorry,
Arizona, yeah.
2 games that they easily could have lost there. I just don't think they're as good as their record shows. I like the Broncos this week by at least a field goal. It's at -105. Next, we got the Lions by a touchdown against the Steelers. It's in Detroit again. Um, Lions offense against that Steelers secondary right now. It's going to be a rough matchup for them. Steelers off of a short week. Lions have a big must-win game ahead of them if they want to, even clinch the playoffs. Be crazy to think about a year without the Chiefs or the Lions, but that's just the way football's trending this year. And then my last pick, my favorite pick of the week, the Patriots money line
I just clicked that.
against the
I
Ravens.
did all of our picks in that. That's hilarious.
Why is it +120?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna throw in Panthers for me because I want to.
Okay.
But like, why is it plus money?
I cannot believe that. I really can't. I think them losing actually propels them to probably have a better chance to win this game again. Like it's one of those weird things, but like the Ravens last week, I guess they looked good enough against the broken Bengals team, but I don't think Lamar Jackson's playing good enough football to be favored against the Patriots team that has 11 wins. I just disagree with that. So that whole thing is 10 to win 559. At least it was about an hour ago when I looked at it. So
Yeah, I threw in Texans money line, Eagles money line, Panthers money line to give it. It's $1 to win 200 for me. So I
hey.
mean that's excellent value for me.
But
I
again,
liked all
most
those
of
picks a
those
lot.
are very confident picks.
No,
in
those,
my opinion.
I'm very happy with that slate. You did a great job. This is some of your best work. I think we
All
can go
right.
6-0.
All right. I hope we can. I might have to place that come. Well, I guess I'd have to wait.
Throw
I
in the
couldn't wait.
Texans and Eagles just for extra legs. Get the
Okay.
stats up, and then if you want, throw in the Panthers because I do think we'll beat the Bucks this week. I have faith.
Okay. All right.
Because then it's I mean that's an absurd amount of money. It's like it becomes like plus 20,000.
Yeah.
So. All right. Are you ready for primetime picks?
Think I'm ready.
All right. Last week, we don't know the result of Monday Night Football yet because we're pre-recording. I have the Finns here, and I have flipped on that. I want to say I think the
Okay.
Steelers are going to win tonight. I
Yep.
picked Finns last week, but we'll see. So it comes down to that because we were both wrong on the Cowboys, and then we both had the Bucks. So we're both 0-2 in primetime picks last week, which we just got really excited about being potentially 6-0 in EV passes. But primetime picks, we got smoked. And you picked the Steelers tonight. We'll see what goes on. Listeners obviously know what happened. All right, Thursday Night Football, Rams at Seahawks. You already have said you have Seahawks. I'm taking the Rams here.
Okay. I think it's fair. They are favored to win this game. I don't understand that. I guess they don't know the status of Adams and Nakua, but I can't imagine they played this game.
Yeah.
At least both of them will most certainly not play. So,
all right, the stay away bet of the weekend, Saturday Night Football, Packers at Bears. I'm taking the Bears.
Man,
you got me in love with the Bears. You should ride with your boys.
I should. But there's just one thing.
Yeah, you're not
gonna. There's one thing, though. The Packers just own the Bears, man. They just do.
Wow.
They do.
Okay.
Bears broke that curse in Week 18 last year in a meaningless football game for Chicago.
Yeah.
And essentially a meaningless game for, well, I guess it kind of mattered. The Commanders actually picked up that playoff spot and made that run. So maybe that kind of mattered a little bit. But in the grand scheme of things, not a ton for Chicago. This is the first meaningful Packers-Bears game in Chicago since probably the 2010 NFC title game. That's a throwback, you know. That
That
was a
is a
great game.
throwback. People
That was a
forget they
great game.
made the Super Bowl in like 2009 range. Colts beat them.
Yeah. It's gonna be a thriller, I think. I like the Packers though. I just think again, it's gonna be a close one. I think Green Bay uses that playoff experience between Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur, and they just get away with it. It's going to be a cold, snowy game, which I think
Playoff
also,
atmosphere.
that does play to the hands of Chicago with their running game.
Yep. And they lead the league in takeaways.
I want to abstain from this game so bad. My heart's in one place, my
That's
head's in
just a
the
win
other.
for me then, I think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You know what? We'll make it interesting. I'll take the Packers just to
Okay.
disagree with you.
Okay. Is your heart not in it though?
It's not. I'm going to be very
Would
disappointed
your heart be in
if
Bears?
my heart's in Chicago. It has been for a while. It has been.
I know.
So, oh
It's
well.
take him back to Chicago. It's like the
Yeah,
Joe song, right? In the beginning, you listen to that.
yeah,
That song's pretty good. Sunday
yeah.
Night Football, Patriots at Ravens. I think we
Oh,
both have
wow.
Patriots.
We
Drake
we
May.
both do. Yeah, I
We
can't
get right
believe
game.
again 2.5 point favorites at
Stupid.
home. Like,
Stupid. And
wow.
we're also at the point in the season where it doesn't feel like there's as many traps, right? It feels like what you
No.
see is what you get,
Yeah,
and I don't
100%.
understand why that's what we're seeing.
Yeah,
So,
it's
all
weird.
right, Monday Night Football, Niners at Colts. I'm gonna take Colts because I believe in America. You're gonna
You
take
know
the
what?
Niners because you have brain cells.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wave that American flag a little heavier by yourself and taking the Niners here.
It's all right. I mean, I think it. I mean, could you imagine though? I mean,
It'd
come
be
on.
awesome.
It's in Indianapolis though.
It is. It is.
Philip Rivers doesn't have to travel. His
No.
legs that are this big around don't have to walk that much.
Yeah.
He can just go in, get the cleats out of the trophy case. Hey, I got an interesting take for you.
Okay.
Is Justin Herbert just Philip Rivers again? Like he's just good enough,
Hmm.
but he's not good enough to win them like that many playoff games. I mean, just unless there's a lot of luck, and like I mean a lot of luck. Like that
Yeah.
time I was hoping to get nominated for Sexiest Man Alive.
And your 2025 Sexiest Man Alive is.
So you thought I wasn't going to fit the cutaway gag in. You thought I wasn't going to make it, and I made
You
it
got
like nearly at the buzzer. I got the cutaway.
bang.
Bang.
All
But
right.
what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, looking at his stats this year in particular, 23 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. That's rough, man. It really
You want to
is.
pull up Philip Rivers like football reference real quick?
If you like, yeah, but like
Yeah.
just
Let's do
based off
like
the eye
prime. Let's
test.
do like prime. What year would this be for Herbo? Year six?
Yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how old's Herbo?
29.
Okay, 2009. Rivers would be in year six. He'd be 28 years old. We only got a minute left. Uh, Rivers threw for 424,254 yards with uh 28 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. What was Herbo?
23 and 12.
A little bit better from Rivers.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a
It's
good
similar
take.
though.
It is. Who's even coaching that Philip Rivers team?
Wouldn't have been Anthony Lynn, right?
No, that came well at some point, just not that year.
2008 Chargers head coach. It was Norv Turner, right?
Ah,
That's what it
no
said.
idea. Apparently,
Norv Turner, 13-3. Norv Turner. Credit to Norv Turner. Bet he
shout
hasn't
out
been
North
talked about in a
Turner.
while. Shout out Norv Turner. Hey, wake
Yeah.
up, Grandma. Tell her Norv Turner's still doing it.
I knew you were gonna throw that in there at some point. There we go.
All right, that's
Uh,
it. That was great. I appreciate it. Hopefully, everybody enjoyed the pre-recorded late night for Ryan. I know it's not the same as usual, but we still wanted to get something out there for this week.